Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Cyrus Webb Presents, our Conversations ATL, as we're calling it. I am so excited to be sitting down with actress and producer Deena Dill today. We're talking with her not only about the amazing acting journey that she's on, but if this face looks familiar, you know her from the #1 show on the Oprah Winfrey Network now, Ambitions. We'll talk to her about what it's like for her to bring the character Juniper to life, but also, of course, what you guys should be able to look out for as this next show gets ready to air. Thank you so much for this. Really appreciate the time, Deena.
I appreciate the time. Thank you for bringing me on.
Well, look, the pleasure's definitely all mine. I want to talk about this journey for you because you have had such an amazing ride. When I was prepping for this segment, I was excited because you've been able to slip into so many different types of characters. What has that been like for you to kind of look at your body of work and all you've been able to do?
Well, one thing about acting is that people say, oh, you play so many different types of characters. Well, I like to watch different types of entertainment too, so why wouldn't I like to do different types of entertainment? Right. So it is so fun. I mean, I am living the dream. I get paid to play. I get paid to learn. Every character has a different career, lives in a different location. It is so fun.
Wow. Well, it's fun for people to watch, and I think, not only are you able to play these different characters, but also you have an audience that has gotten to know you from different projects over the years, too. I mean, could you have imagined when this all began, though, for you, Deena, that you would be able to expand the way that you have?
Well, I started the acting gig kind of late in life. I was close to 30. I started taking my first serious acting classes, and I guess it's been interesting to see how people respond to different characters, because I was on a kids show and people were like, oh my God, I love Gibby, I love your son on TV, oh, I love this. And then they see me in a horror flick and they're like, oh my gosh, you were not Gibby's mom at all. It was really scary to see Gibby's mom do that. Right. So it's a journey for me, and it's interesting the way people respond to you in person after they've seen you on TV, especially if they connect with one character and not another. And boy, people will give you their opinions about what they think too. I got a Starbucks the other day and a lady said, hey, I know who you are. I don't like your hair like this at all. And I was like, oh, well, I didn't have my beauty team with me today. So, right. It helps when somebody else does my hair.
Right. Speaking of that, I think that's a great segue to Ambitions, right? I mean, because a lot of times I think for people when they find out about a new show, they're introduced to people again, right? Mm-hmm. So for you, when you first found out about this character, Juniper, and of course, we got to meet you in the very first episode. Mm-hmm. And as I mentioned this episode, depending on how our audience is watching us, you guys will be able to see her in a big way coming up. What was it like for you to think about bringing her to life?
Juniper was interesting. On the page, our creator, Jamie Giddens, and the writing staff are so good. And so there are little clues everywhere. And then as an actor, you read those clues. You also use your own experiences, and you bring a character to life. So when I talked to Jamie about it, and then the director of the first episode, who was Benny Boone, I said, I don't want her just to be racist. And they're like, no, I don't want her to be racist either. We have to like her a little bit. And I said, well, there are those people who are racist who don't quite get it. They don't realize they're saying insulting. Like, I think she's that super polite, over the top, hasn't really paid attention to life because she's living her own life and is pretty selfish. So she doesn't realize that things that come out of her mouth could be taken the wrong way.
Yeah. And I think that's part of the fun. I know you guys have seen the clips, as I have, for the episode that is coming. I can't wait to see it all come together. Working with these casts too, as I mentioned, from project to project for you, Deena, what has that been like for you to build these families along the way?
I was laughing because I got a text from one of my previous TV sons saying, you've betrayed me, you've got a new daughter. Right. But when you play a parent of a child, like I have the wonderful Christina Kirkman as my daughter on this show, you do form bonds. You feel like you need to be protective, you need to talk to them about real life as well as be on set and be there and be available, and you turn to them as well. It's really fun. But so creating a TV family is one thing, but another thing is the family of the whole production. And just to rave about Ambitions and Will Packer, billion-dollar box office hit maker, but he loves what he does. He loves people. He loves for it to be fun and creative. He's generous, and it has created an atmosphere that really feels like a family. So, and it in that way has been the best experience I've had so far in the entertainment industry, as far as feeling connected to a group of people and getting texts like, "Girl, you killed it in that scene," or sending out a text like, "Whoa, how is the audience going to react to that?" It has been spectacular.
Well, that brings up social media, which we're going to let our audience know how to stay connected with you. Deena, so what has that been like for you? Because you guys have taken over Tuesday nights. You literally have. I mean, I know Owen calls it Temptation Tuesdays, but really, I mean, trending, you guys have been trending #1 show again. You know, you're talking about in prime time across so many different areas. What has it been like for you to see the online response to it?
Oh, it is great. It is super encouraging. It is exciting. And it is fun to tweet back and forth with the cast sometimes as well. But to see the interactions, to see Kendrick, who plays Titus, getting some of the ladies talking about his sexiness and his attitude, and to know in real life he's shy and super intelligent and caring, and then to see him playing something, all those come through in his character, but to see him being a little edgier and seeing how fans are reacting to him, as well as other characters on the show. But Kendrick's the one who comes to mind, as to seeing the sort of reactions to him has been really fun for me.
Yeah. One of the things Will Packer talked about, I had an opportunity to interview Will before Ambition started. But one thing he talked about, even in promoting Ambitions, is that he wanted to have this cast of strong women. And he definitely has that in this. What has that been like for you to be able to show that on television?
That is wonderful, and that is one thing that Will always does. Almost everything that I've seen that he has produced has strong women in it. And for me in real life, I've always had they call them a girl squad now. I have always had a girl squad, so it is wonderful, and just the way we connect on set. The women are kind to each other. People aren't competitive. People are giving and encouraging. And a lot of times in a very competitive industry like the entertainment industry, you can get a little cattiness, and there hasn't been that. And that's one of the reasons, I think, is because of the atmosphere and feelings that Will wants on the set and promotes himself as well. But it's fun when your character is being snippy, and then as soon as it says cut, you all start laughing. You go, "Oh God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I have to say that." But the girl squad aspect of it, both on screen and off, is truly a great experience. And we've made friends.
Right. Good.
We've become real life friends.
Deena Dill, everyone, is our guest for this segment. We're talking with her not only about her journey as an actress, but also as a producer as well. Last thing I want to talk to you about, Deena, then we're going to let our audience know how to stay connected with you. You've been able to not only be a part of great projects, you also are a creator as well. I mean, what has that been like for you to work behind the scenes and to help projects come to life?
Well, I always joke and say it's an anecdote for boredom, but it does. It informs the acting, and it informs the whole creative process, because as actors a lot, you don't know why a decision is made. As a producer, you do. So it has been educational. It has been comforting to be on the opposite side of the camera when actors or hosts come in and then they leave the room, and the room, people are like, "Oh, they are so great. Let's keep them in mind for something else because they were amazing, but they're not quite right for this." Because as an actor, you don't get that feedback.
Right.
And as a producer, to start with a concept, and I'm sure Jamie talked about this when he was on last week. You start with a concept, you end with the product, and you feel like you are living a dream. I joke and say I feel like I walk onto the set of Tron. I specifically have done some game shows. So to draw on a napkin what an obstacle looks like, or what a set should be, and then months later walk onto that, it is astounding and surreal.
Well, it's been great to be able to see it all come together for you, Deena, and I'm so glad we had this time to be able to come together. I want to definitely thank RCM Talent for setting up this conversation with us for today. How can our audience stay connected with you, Deena?
So I'm on Facebook as Deena Dill, Deena Dill, also on Instagram and Twitter as well.
All right, and for those who are watching us on YouTube, as well as, of course, for other online platforms, we will be posting all of Deena's information for you guys to make it easy. Deena, again, thank you so much for this.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it. And we thank you, our viewers, for tuning into this segment of Cyrus Webb Presents.